It's your favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. I'm gonna be honest, I did not see this one coming. I don't know if this song had already been out and the music video is just dropping now or if it's all coming out at the same time, but it's Jack Harlow and Dave. Dave is an amazing artist. I can't remember what the song name was called. Maybe it was just Black. But he did the song and he performed it in front of a crowd on the piano, and that was probably one of the most amazing things that I had heard and seen. I really, really enjoyed that, and I have a lot of respect for Dave over that and some other songs that I've heard of his. But this one is called Stop Giving Me Advice. Of course, directed by Cole Bennett, Lyrical Lemonade, so you know this is going to be a fire video. But let's dive in. Let's see what they was cooking with.
Have you ever raised the value of everyone around you? Have you ever been so high they gotta down you? Think pieces getting written about you. Have you ever been to Italy and eaten Italian? Have you ever signed a deal that came with a medallion? Have you ever booked a club and came with a battalion? Have you been to Montana and seen the mountains? Have you ever looked around and felt a profound sense of pride? Have you ever had to hide where exactly you reside? Have you been to the Waffle House on North Side? Have you ever made a pop star wanna be your bride? Have you hugged someone and they cried? Have you...
I feel like, okay, so have you ever made a pop star want to be your bride? Does anybody know who he's talking about? Because I feel like this is him talking about himself in a sense. And I was going to wait for his verse to finish to talk more about it, but it seems like it's coming from one of these perspectives of like, you know, not trying to brag or flex on people, but just like, have you ever been in these different positions? Because like, if you listen to his last album, he talked a lot in certain songs about the overwhelming stress and the expectations and just all the different things that change in your life amongst you, the people around you, your family, the place where you live. And, you know, like you said, have you ever had to hide the place where you reside? Like just different things that he wasn't necessarily having to do before. And all of a sudden, boom, he's in the limelight and everything changes overnight. Like not a lot of people have that happen. Now, when I say overnight, I mean one song really blew him up, but he had been working at this for years and years and years. So he put in the work to get there. It's not like he just woke up one day and decided I'm going to rap and then it just happened for him. He worked really hard for it, but the success came almost overnight because that one song blew up so crazy that he was just the most talked about guy for a little while. And that had to be one of the craziest things to ever go through. But when he throws in, have you ever made a pop star want to be your wife? It makes me think like he's talking about somebody.
Have you ever had to hide where exactly you reside? Have you been to the Waffle House on North Side? Have you ever made a pop star wanna be your bride? Have you hugged someone and they cried? Have you had your heroes sit you down and give you the guide? Have you ever spoken something into existence, or do you just talk about other people's lives? Stop giving me advice. Stop giving me advice.
Okay, so yes, okay, I like where he's going with this. So I forgot the song name at this point, but it stopped giving me advice because there's probably so many people online that have never lived any of the things that he's lived, that have never had the success, that have never had the experiences that he's had since he's blown up, and they're trying to tell him how to live his life, how he should go about things, what he should do, why he should do this or that, or why this was the wrong thing to do. And it doesn't mean that every single person is always wrong, right? It's just like some people can become analysts of a sport that have never actually played it. But I do feel like a lot of times the players are going to be the better analysts as long as they learn how to, you know, communicate and express themselves properly. Like not everybody's good at getting in front of a camera and talking, but those that are, I feel like are going to be better because they had that experience. They lived it, right? So at the end of the day, it's always going to be better from the people that have been there than people that have never understood or, you know, had that experience. And as much as I can say, oh, this or that, or I've never been in the limelight, and I always acknowledge stuff like that. So if I even give my opinion on something, I usually will precede it or afterwards say, you know, but I don't really know. Never been in that situation. So this is just from the outside looking in. And it's not always something that really you have a great understanding of to give that kind of advice. And it sounds like he's just tired of it. He's tired of hearing from people telling him, well, this is what you should do, or that's what you should do, or that was wrong. Why would you do that? It's like, listen, you don't know what I'm going through. You don't know what my experience is. You don't understand what any of this shit is like. So you're telling me something that you don't really have a grasp on. You just think that you know because you're on social media, on Twitter or Instagram or something, and you got all the answers because you're sitting back plush, not dealing with any of the problems I'm dealing with. So, you know, I totally get where he's coming from with that.
Stop All this unsolicited advice from the guys getting booked for a quarter of my price. All this red carpet shit, brand partnerships. I must have let y'all forget that boy nice. No Sprite, but life giving me lemons with the limelight. It's fine, victory's mine. I lost the desire for being intimate at the end of my nights. I can do that at the end of my life. You know the phrase is business before pleasure. Cause I'm banking on it bringing me more pleasure. The pressure makes diamonds, the diamonds make more pressure, and so on and so forth. Okay, I'll give you 4 more measures and more records with more effort than ever before. I'm the youngin' on the team that's got a veteran core. They know the formula, just give him space and let him record. And just remember what he said on the chorus. Stop giving me advice. Stop giving me...
Jack catches a lot of hate. He catches a lot of hate at times, but I think this man is dope. Like I've said in many of the other reactions, I've been listening to this man since Sundown, and that was an amazing track. Dark Night. Like, this dude is legit when it comes to rapping. He's kind of changed it up a little bit as he's, you know, and I don't want to say changed it up because that sounds like I'm throwing a little bit of shade as well, but he's done a little bit more of like the melody type stuff and everything than I've heard him do in the past, but I get it though, because it hits, it works. This isn't necessarily one of those. This is him more so just letting you know, stop telling me what the hell you think I should do because you're not right. And I'm not on his level, so I don't understand anything about what he's experiencing. But I know from someone who's done YouTube, say, for the amount of years that I've done it now, and, you know, I'm not like the top tier, most successful YouTuber. So obviously anybody like that, I'm going to listen to anything they have to say. But if somebody's got 1,000 subscribers and they can't grow from that point, or someone has never done YouTube before and they're trying to tell me how I should run my channel or how I should do stuff, it's like, you don't really get it the same, right? Like, you don't understand the side. You're not looking at the analytics every single day, trying to research and understand how some of these things work, and watching all these different videos and trying to see what other people are doing and seeing what's happening with thumbnails and what people like to click on versus don't. And you're not doing all of that. So you trying to give advice on something that you don't really fully understand just doesn't make any sense. So I get it in that aspect. It's just on a much smaller scale than what he's talking about.
Stop giving me advice. Stop giving me advice.
Yeah.
Stop giving me.
Yeah.
Stop giving me advice.
Yeah.
Stop.
I know you feel love, feel shame, feel pride. I can see it in your eyes. I met a fan at work. He told me it's his job on the side. As if I'm unimpressed by his everyday life. Niggas die every day, me, that's everyday life. The woman that you idolize can never play wife to me. When you done as many flights as me, long nights as me, took as many left turns to make right as me.
I like what he said in the beginning, how he addressed the fact that he met a fan and he said what his job was, but he's like, oh, I just do that on the side, almost as if he was embarrassed of it. You should never be embarrassed of what you do to bring in money to pay your bills, regardless of what it is. And I can understand that, though, because I have been there. Don't get me wrong. I have been there. When I was pushing carts for the grocery store, and in the morning I had to go in and clean the damn urinals and stuff. And it's like, I don't want to tell somebody that this is what I do, but at the same time, it's like, someone's got to do it, right? Like, it's like, I'm hustling to make sure that I'm good. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. That's what makes you an adult. That's what makes you a man or a woman, or it just makes you someone that people can have respect for, just because it's not, you know, and I get some people are like, you know, you might have more respect for someone that has this high job, but in all reality, anybody that's trying to take care of themselves, their family, their people, you got to have respect for them regardless of what they're doing to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a fact. But I get where he's coming from, the person that he's talking about, because I've felt that way about plenty of jobs before. And then I remember when I got my job at AT&T, I was proud of myself. I'm like, yo, this is the first job that, like, I dress up. I got to wear like a nice outfit and stuff. And it became more casual as I worked there. But initially I had to wear like dress pants and, you know what I'm saying, dress shoes, I think. And it just, you had to wear certain clothes, and I felt good. And I'd leave work and I'd go get food and stuff. And I wouldn't even go home to change first, because I'm like, you know, I want people to see me in this. Like, I feel confident that I finally have a good paying job with good benefits and I'm making good money every year. And shout out to me. Like, that's, you know, that's how I felt. And then I felt even more proud when I started to do YouTube and I started to find some success and stuff. Like, I would go out and I felt like I belonged, like, you know, like I'm doing my thing, I'm busting my ass. I'm, you know, and it's like, you know, I get where he's coming from, but there should never be any shame in anything that you do, because you're busting your ass to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And that alone is respectful in itself, regardless of what the job is.
I'm in the middle of the veil like a bride to be, that's why I like to. Yeah. You left somebody that you love at the bottom of a mountain cause they're afraid to climb it. Have you changed your climate? Had her Insta and made her change the private. Had her fly economy and make her change the private. Seen your nigga get nicked. and then go and catch a case just like him. Brought her to the game and she ain't excited. Probably cause my mum sat courtside for I did. Am I sick if I say I like women with mileage and trips to Knightsbridge? Old Jemima, trips in a park with my oldest rider to test out the 9 like I loaned the striker. I'm a lone survivor, and the way I spell lone is A-L-O-A-N. I don't ever wanna spend on a whole again, but I'm a fucking feminist, so I go again. I'm on a roll again. Yeah.
My man says some stuff that people might find a little controversial, and I don't mean like in a bad way, but like he said that am I sick if I say that I like my women with mileage? And I don't know if he meant sick because it's bad to say a woman with mileage, or if he meant that a lot of people don't like girls that have been through a lot of guys, and it sounds like that's what he's saying he likes. I wouldn't say that I'm in that bracket. I'd say I'm more so in the bracket of, you know, not so many is cool, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you don't want it to be like an inexperienced person, because it's just I don't know. It's an interesting topic, probably for another video, but that's something we could talk about on my main channel, Duane TV. But anyways, it's an interesting bar.
She ain't excited, probably cause my mum sat courtside for I did. Am I sick if I say I like women with mileage and trips to Knightsbridge? Old Jemima, trips in a park with my oldest rider to test out the 9 like I loaned the striker.
Unless he means, so it depends on what he means. Now, unless he means women with mileage as in older women, that could also be what he means by that bar. And if that's the case, I'm on board with that. You know what I'm saying? Some older women are fire, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I don't know, you know, I find myself very attracted to some older women. You got some hot grandmas out there. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with me. I'm just saying, you know, it's just the reality of life. Not everybody's here for it, but you know, I'll take your spot. Don't worry.
I'm a lone survivor, and the way I spell lone is A-L-O-A-N. I don't ever want to spend on a whole again, but I'm a fucking feminist, so I go again. I'm on a roll again. Yeah. Can't control what the heart feels. You soon go broke, I see you blowing it fast still. Death row, you niggas down to your last meal. You ever signed a 7-figure deal on a bird's quill? Can't even call it breakfast, car, it wasn't your first meal. Forgotten birthdays, but remember your verse still. Yeah. You ever fucked a supermodel and it sounds like skeletons dancing?
Wait, what? Jack's in the background loving this right now. We gotta go back really quick because that caught me off guard a little bit.
I see you blowing it fast still. Death row, you niggas down to your last meal. You ever signed a 7-figure deal on a bird's quill? Can't even call it breakfast, car, it wasn't your first meal. Forgotten birthdays, but remember your verse still. Yeah. You ever fucked a supermodel and it sounds like skeletons dancing?
Yo, this man is different. You ever after supermodel and it sound like skeletons dancing? Is he throwing a shot at them being so small? Jack dying in the back, though. I love that. That's probably my favorite part about it, is his reaction to this bar.
You feel numb to the praise and the memories passing. You ever robbed someone and it sounds like asking. Didn't have no food, so you disguise it as fasting. Had drugs, abused perfume, trying to mask it.
You ever not have food and disguised it as fasting? That's right, because you don't want to admit to people that you don't have food. So you're like, oh, no, I'm just doing a fast right now. But in reality, you're in a position where you don't have shit. Like, you just don't have anything. Thankfully, I've not been in that position, but my heart goes out to people that have been.
You feel numb to the praise and the memories passing. You ever robbed someone and it sounds like asking. Didn't have no food, so you disguise it as fasting. Had drugs, abused perfume, trying to mask it. You ever lived the life of an artist, escaping darkness. Fines are you paying for parking. You can tell how she fucked by the way that she glancing. Your communication bad, but you're rich, so she giving you chances. And pretty women giving you dances. I come with a pole, but she more Olivia than Francis. You ever been...
Stop giving me advice. Stop giving me...
I like this.
Stop giving me advice. Stop giving me advice. Stop giving me advice. Stop.
This was dope. This was dope. I like the video as well. The whole grayed out everything, but the yellow ties and stuff. But this was a collab I didn't know I needed, but I did enjoy this. Let me make sure there's nothing else at the very end. Okay, it's just credits and stuff like that. But that one bar where Jack was laughing in the background about the skeletons dancing was probably my favorite thing. That shit was just hilarious to me. I didn't expect that. But they both went off on this. I enjoyed this, and I feel like it gives a lot of talking points, which I like about music. I'm not really like, I just find that more so lately, if not for the last year or two, I've not been a channel that's like trying to point out, oh, this bar, that bar, here's how they built it and stuff. I more so like to just talk about the topics surrounding what they're rapping about, right? Like they talk about a certain thing And I feel like it could bring about a discussion. And I like that part of it and breaking it down in that way. So I hope you guys enjoy those. But this was fun. This was cool. I like Jack. Big fan of him. Big fan of Dave. But I appreciate you guys for stopping in. Let me know what you thought down below. And I will catch you in the next one, homies.